Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Xander and Sarah rejoin not long before the police bust in, and Harris is raced into a medical procedure. Xander gets back from his hurry to Sarah, who was stressed he was gone for such a long time. Besides, she heard a lot of alarms. Xander heard them as well, yet didn't have any idea what was really going on with them. Sarah continues her heartfelt quest for Xander, who picks a shower over surrendering to her. Chad wears Victor's clothes at the Kiriaki's mansion, which Maggie was unable to part with, and Julie, who is depressed, wears a robe. Maggie can't envision how startling their experience probably been. While Doug's higher up with the children, Maggie guarantees Julie the only thing that is important is that they're fine. Julie knows that it's simply a house, however she can't comprehend the reason why it worked out. Chad's voice gets as he says it's all his shortcoming. More, watch Susan Seaforth Hayes' wonderful recognition for Bill Hayes. Maggie folds an arm over a discouraged Julie's shoulders. Wearing robes, they sit on the Kiriaki's lounge room love seat. At the station, Rafe reports to Jada and official Goldman that Harris is alive, yet all the same it's dicey. He has Phillips at the clinic, giving him refreshes. Jada tells him she'll tell him later what happened at the pub when he asks about it. When Wendy arrives, she requests to speak privately with Rafe and Jada. More, who shot Harris? As Kayla deals with Harris, Stefan cautiously sits close to Ava in an emergency clinic lounge area. She continues to hear Harris's words in her mind again and again. You truly love him, don't you? Stefan inquires. She murmurs that she never told him. She contemplates whether she'll at any point be able to. Positioned external the room, a goateed official eyes them. At the chateau, Chad educates Julie and Maggie concerning Clyde's aggressive statement with respect to the story in The Observer and the mysterious call he got about not disregarding the following advance notice. Julie detonates. For what reason did you print the story, Chad? As Chad keeps on pounding himself, Julie apologizes. She knows it's not his issue, simply overwhelmed, she is. She inquires as to whether the voice on the telephone was Clyde's. He can't rest assured in light of the fact that the number was obstructed and the voice was twisted. He goes to the station to check whether the police can unblock it. More, ABC talks General Emergency Clinic's future. Remaining between them, Maggie holds one of Julie's and Chad's hands in the Kiriaki's family room. In the cross-examination room, Wendy lets Rafe and Jada know how Ava has implied being in harm's way, yet affirmed nothing unambiguous. Notwithstanding, she said she have no faith in the police. Wendy likewise thinks Stefan is involved. Rafe requests that she be the eyes and ears around Ava. Wendy hesitantly concurs. She is instructed not to tell anyone, particularly Tripp. Goldman brings a phone from the dumpster into the room. They give it to Wendy to search over it. Ava is reassured by Stefan at the hospital that Harris has endured much worse as a SEAL. He is going to succeed. In any case, he contemplates whether she adores Harris to such an extent. Why'd you take care of business with me? He gets the glare of Ava. What on God's green earth is off with you? More, LL Cool J's revisitation of NCIS. Ava irately gazes at a shocked Stefan. Kayla joins Stefan and Ava. They've been giving Harris bondings, making him stable enough for a medical procedure. Their greatest concern this moment, however, is inward dying. They intend to eliminate the slug and check for multi-organ brokenness. She inquires as to whether there's anybody in the family she ought to tell. Ava doesn't have the foggiest idea. Kayla will check with the SPD and guarantees Ava they'll give their very best. After Kayla gets paged to the OR, Ava reviews Harris telling her he cherishes her. You must make it my adoration. You just got to. More, is Sloan going to do the unfathomable? At the emergency clinic, Ava folds her arms and frowns at a thoughtful Kayla. Behind her, Stefan seriously respects Ava. As Xander showers, Sarah enters, wearing a robe. I thought we were taking things slow, Xander says. Dropping her robe, Sarah lets him know they can accept it as delayed as he needs. They share a passionate kiss as she moves in close. He gets her as they keep making out under the boiling water. At the manor, Julie cries to Maggie about losing all the family ancestry, photographs, and Christmas adornments. She thinks about what her grandparents would agree. Maggie realizes they'd be feeling much better they got out protected and safe. They'd say that a home doesn't consist of material things. It's the family and your loved ones. Alone at the station, Rafe tells Jada they need to visit with Ava. She then, at that point, informs him concerning Harris keeping Lucas over the bar. He's safe until further notice, however they need to track down him another protected house. Rafe thinks about how Clyde saw this as one. When Chad gets there, he tells them about the fire and why he thinks Clyde is to blame. Chad entreats Rafe to let him know they'll get him. Rafe says he will kill Clyde. Jada requests that he leave his telephone so Tech can look it over. More, Elia Kanta prods Rafe's response to her past. After Chad's gone, Rafe and Jada furiously can't help thinking about how Clyde knows to such an extent. Wendy returns in the wake of getting a hit on the burner telephone found at the bistro. Rafe investigates her findings. Son of a mistress. Afterward, Goldman breezes into the crew room with a warrant. At the point when she flinches, Jada inquires as to whether she's okay. Goldman's fine, she simply overdid it at the exercise center. Rafe, Jada, and more police head out. Pacing in the sitting area, Ava tells Stefan they can't keep this up. Stefan brings up they just saw what happens when you conflict with Clyde. He advises her to let it go, or their loved ones most will kick the bucket. Enclosed by towels, Xander conveys Sarah to the room. She lets him know she loved constantly him. He never did, all things considered. They return to the bed kissing. Afterward, as they lie in one another's arms, they let each know other the amount they missed one another. The longing persisted even when Sarah was so enraged and wished to move on. As they revel in their get-together, Sarah enlightens him regarding the text he got while he was running. Is it finished? He doesn't have the foggiest idea what that implies. They open their front door as they hear the police arrive. Chad gets back to Maggie and Julie at the chateau and lets them know Rafe is putting a vehicle out front. How consoling, Julie jeers. All they have to worry about now is where they'll live. Maggie lets them know they'll remain there. They'll remake and have everybody around them constantly. Kayla gets back to Ava and Stefan at the clinic. Harris endured the medical procedure, however he had an imploded lung and huge interior dying. They'll screen him intently and stand by. Kayla requests a moment alone with Ava. After Stefan steps away, Kayla tells Ava that Harris recorded her as the individual to be informed upon his physical issue or passing. Obviously, she makes a big difference to him. Ava requests to see him. More, accommodating being a fan with Ariane Zucker's claim. An anguished Ava inclines in close at Harris's clinic bedside. Wearing an oxygen tube, he lies with his eyes shut. Stefan sees from the entryway. Ava approaches an oblivious Harris as he lies in his clinic bed. She grasps his hand, faulting herself for engaging with Clyde. She ought to be the one lying in this bed, not him. Through tears, she lets him know that she adores him. She wishes she had said it back to him at the police station, even though she assumes he was aware. Ava tells Harris to come back to her, and Stefan watches from the door. The goateed officer observes Stefan in the room from the hallway. As Rafe and Jada enter the bedroom with their guns drawn, Sarah and Xander jerk themselves into bed. They push Xander to the brink of collapse and sleeve him. Next on Days of Our Lives, Teresa expects a proposition, and Johnny and Chanel shock Paulina. Peacock is now the only channel that airs Days of Our Lives. To ensure you never miss an episode, buy into Peacock. Please be aware that clicking on a link in this story may result in a small commission for us if you make a purchase.